Wait for it. Wait for it. Now.
I mean, it's not that I don't like people, it's just that to get to the level that you need to get to the pinnacle, it needs to be like that. It needs to be no outsiders. It needs to be, you need to have your team and your focus, and that's it. I don't need friends that aren't involved in this game.
Stop thinking of it as a curse to have been given an enemy in life. It can be a blessing too. A wise man gets more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. And you know what? He was right. Now look at us. We're both a pair of kids when we met. Hot-headed jerks in Formula 3. Disowned by our families. Headed nowhere. And now we're both champions of the world. It's not bad, huh?
No, it's not bad.
So don't let me down now. I need you busting my balls. Get back to work.
I will, Mickey, I will. But I intend to enjoy myself first. Some of life needs to be for pleasure. And what's the point of having a million cups and medals and planes if you don't have any fun? And how's that winning?
I mean, each Ferrari we make is unique. We look at, when we do a Ferrari, we look at the performance, the design, the driving trails, and sustainability. And consider that electric cars are not silent.
Electric cars are not silent.
Not at all.
So we had the impression that they were. Are you saying that you don't need to build in a soundtrack, that they do actually sound like something that was akin to the past?
If you know the technology, you know that you can do a lot of things also with electric car. I mean, we have been using a thermal car since the beginning. We will add also electric car to our product pipeline, and we will keep doing all the three kinds of car, and they will be all unique.
So you think that the technologies have effectively caught up in such a way that in this luxury market you can create the kind of vehicle that maintains the essence of what your business is about?
Yes, we are working on this since a few years. We have already some prototype on the road. We are testing them, and I can assure you that when you develop a car in Ferrari, it's key to consider you start from the driver, the driving trails that you want to pass to the driver. So we are very happy of the progress we are making, and we are on track with our milestone next year.
Will there be different tiers though of this? And I say that just because even if you look at, you know, just in the general consumer models that you see from the likes of Tesla, etc., you come in at different levels when it comes to those EV vehicles too. Will that be the same, do you think, in this luxury space for your vehicles?
Look, when we talk about luxury car like our cars, we talk about emotion that we are able to deliver to our client. So we are not talking about functional car like other EV that you see on the road. We have no doubt, honestly, that we can deliver a unique experience to our client, because we can harness the technology in a unique way. That's what our company has been doing since the beginning.
I think for me, I mean, school was probably the most traumatizing and most difficult part of my life.
Wow.
I already was being bullied at the age of 6. I think at the time, that particular school, I was probably one of 3 kids of color, and just bigger, stronger, bullying kids were throwing me around a lot of the time. I was always the last picked in when you're standing in the playground and you're in the line of when they're picking teams for football, I was always the last one chosen or not even chosen. Even if I was better than somebody else. And then the constant jabs, the things that are either thrown at you like bananas, or people that would use the M word just so relaxed. People calling you half-caste, and just really not knowing where you fit in. That for me was difficult. When you then go into like history class, and everything you learn in history, there are no people of color in the history that they were teaching us. So I was thinking, oh well, where are the people that look like me? And I mean, for me, in my school, there was only around, I think there was around 7, maybe 6, 7 black kids out of 1,200 kids. And 3 of us were put outside the headmaster's office all the time. The headmaster just had it out for us, and particularly for me, I would say. So like just juggling all these different emotions that you're feeling. Plus I struggled at school. I didn't find out till I was 16 that I was dyslexic. Fortunately, came across a teacher that was actually caring and took me down that road and helped me discover a little bit more about myself and how I can better myself through education. But I think that for me was tough. Also, because I was racing every weekend, I would leave on the Thursday night. We would travel, pack up the motorhome. We would travel around the country to race on the weekends. And no one else knew. When I'd get back to school, all the kids have done normal things on the weekend. And I'll come back and say I was racing, and people would be like, "Oh, I've done that before," like at the theme park or something. But no one really knew what my goal was, and they thought maybe it was a joke. You missed a lot of that social interaction also. I was put in all the lowest sets at school and told that if you do well, you can progress, and they never ever let me progress, no matter how hard I tried. So I really felt that the system was really up against me, and I was kind of swimming against the tide. But I'm so grateful for that journey, because that's what built me to the person that I am today. But there were a lot of things that I suppressed, because I couldn't go home and say, hey, I didn't feel I could go home and tell my parents that, these kids kept calling me the N-word today. I got bullied, I got beaten up at school today, or I wasn't able to defend myself. I didn't want my dad to think I was not strong. And so, if I had tears, I would hold them back. If I had emotions, it would be in a quiet place. And it wasn't really till I started racing that I was able to channel this emotion that I had into my driving. And it's like when I put this helmet on, Superman was my favorite. I loved how he fought for the people, and I loved how he did the right things, and he was a really inspiring character for me. But again, no superhero was of color, so but you can still aspire to be someone if they don't look like you, And so I remember going to karate. I remember putting this helmet on in racing, and it felt like it was my cloak, my superpowers could come out when I was driving, and I was battling with these kids, and I was able to do things that they seemed to not be able to do as well, and that was my love.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, what about off the track? Is there anything that scares you, any fears that exist? Does that fearlessness on the track help you off the track, or is it just two different worlds and two different things?
No, trust me, I'm scared of different things. Snakes, I hate snakes. I tried bungee jumping and I couldn't jump.
You didn't do it?
No. At the same time I did parachute, skydiving,
yeah,
and I loved it. But bungee jumping I couldn't jump, so I was super scared. At the same time, as you said, whenever I'm in a race car, there's not 1% of me that is scared, just because being in control helps a lot, I think.
You can't just push the car hard the whole way, right?
That's right. You have to be kind to the car. You feel the poor thing groaning underneath you. If you're going to push a piece of machinery to the limit and expect it to hold together, you have to have some sense of where that limit is. Look out there. Out there is the perfect lap. No mistakes. Every gear change, every corner. Perfect. You see it?
I think so.
Most people can't.